Welcome back to Hoosier History, Legends, and Heroes. We are going to take another short visit with Revolutionary War drummer John George. If you watched my previous video, you learned how New Jersey-born John George ended up spending his last years living in Indiana and being buried in Round Hill Cemetery in Indianapolis. He had joined the Revolutionary War as a teenager and became a drummer boy. There is strong evidence that he was a drummer boy for George Washington. I went back to Round Hill Cemetery to show family where John George is buried. On Find a Grave, I saw a picture showing that John George had a military headstone. While we were there, I wanted to see if John George's military headstone still existed. When I was here before, you could see that there were old headstones broken into pieces and stacked on the ground. Luckily, I did find John George's military headstone, and as you can see, it is still in good condition. As you see here, the military headstone is set upon a stone slab that covers the whole grave. At a family reunion several years ago in Virginia, we visited an old church that was built before the American Revolution. As we walked around the cemetery that was on the church grounds, we saw several graves with the stone slabs, as I'm sure most of us have seen before when visiting cemeteries. And that's when I found out that they are called ledgers, or ledger stones. Ledgers were used quite a lot in English history, so it's not a surprise to find out that they would be used here in America. Some ledgers have no markings on them at all, and some give personal information of the person whose grave it covers. The ledger for John George has no markings on it that I could see. This is the grave of John's daughter Mary, and she was laid to rest next to her father. After the death of his wife in Kentucky, John came to live in Indiana with his daughter Mary and her husband Peter Stuck. Sadly, Peter's headstone is broken into several pieces and is stacked by Mary's headstone. I wanted to share one more document of John George's that is from the year 1779. I mentioned in the previous video that John George is believed to have been included in George Washington's guard. This document does state that he was on guard. Is this actual proof that he was on George Washington's guard? I don't know, but it does give you something to think about. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit more about Revolutionary War drummer John George. If you haven't watched the previous video about John George, please be sure to watch because there is a lot more information to be viewed. Also, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Until next time.